What's up, XRP Army? Welcome back to the channel. Anybody interested in Ripple XRP, this video is for you. This channel is for you. We talk about XRP quite a bit, but we talk about everything here on the channel. We talk about breaking crypto news, a lot of different assets out there, a lot of different things happening in the markets every single day. So make sure you guys are locked in. Hit that subscribe button. And glad to have you guys on this journey with me as we continue to navigate the crazy crypto space every single day right here on the channel. It's been an amazing journey, guys. I've learned so much. And I came across a recent thread, not so much a thread, but a long post related to the recent information with Ripple's stablecoin just being approved in Dubai. This is a potentially $400 billion economy alone, the city itself. But as was put in this thread that we're about to break down, the adoption curve is upon us when it comes to crypto, when it comes to blockchain. XRP obviously has some very unique use cases with cross-border payments, remittances, and now tokenization. And most people could be missing out on the larger pattern here. We know that Ripple is massive in two specific regions right now. It's yet to be seen if Ripple XRP will be as big as it's got in the Middle East and Asia, when it comes to the United States. But here's one thing we do know. Never before has that opportunity even presented itself, because the SEC drug XRP and Ripple through a long lawsuit that is slowly but surely coming to an end. So if you guys hold XRP, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Go ahead and hit that like button for us. Run this baby up. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You do not want to miss what we put out right here on the channel. Every single day, we're dropping alpha and information. Austin King was one of the first people who I really started to dive into a little bit deeper. He's really got some interesting takes because he has a history with Ripple, working there. Now he's kind of doing his own thing. But he really opened my eyes to this idea of tokenization and just how big Ripple is in terms of being a player here. And he says most people could be missing the larger pattern after what I just mentioned regarding Dubai, Ripple's stablecoin being approved there. It's likely, he says, that a $4 trillion economy is up next. That is Japan. Why Japan? Well, not only because they're suffering immensely, but he goes into some greater detail here, which we're going to get into all of that, guys, in the video. I do want to quickly tell you briefly, check out, there's links down below to BTCC and BITUNIX, two exchanges if you're looking to trade crypto. Some great perks when you sign up using my link and my link only. So definitely give both of these a look down below in the comment section if you guys are curious to learn a little bit more about how you can both trade on leverage and spot, depending on what meets your style there. But Austin goes into why Japan. Ripple has spent nearly a decade building deep partnerships there, especially with SBI, one of Japan's largest financial institutions. It's also particularly well suited because the Japanese economy is heavily export oriented. They're hurting, by the way, too. They do a lot of global trade, which is primarily done in USD, soon to be done in stable coins, and hopefully for Ripple XRP's sake, could be done using RLUSD. This would be a huge accelerant to the growth of RLUSD and the XRP ledger. There are likely still some key blockers, though, he says. Businesses today aren't used to using crypto. Even technically advanced companies still aren't used to working with the XRP ledger, Ethereum, Solana, or anything for that matter. And he goes into why they built Omni to be synergetic. He's very excited about the impact that they'll be able to make as they make it easier to benefit from technologies like RLUSD. He says today's announcement about Dubai is pretty big news, but Japan would have a 10x greater impact. After that, the dominoes will begin to tip even faster throughout the world as adoption accelerates. Most people don't get what's coming. If you're reading this, you're early enough to see the big picture. Share this with your network so they can too. And there's a good shot of Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, with the DFS, the Dubai, at the DFS rather, Dubai FinTech Summit. So this news on the heels of the big news that we've been talking about here on the channel over the past several days about what's going on with Dubai. Now, let me be very clear. Is this going to send XRP's price to the moon overnight? Absolutely not. And here on this channel, we aren't far-fetched. We don't give you guys crazy price predictions. We're not trying to clickbait you with a $10,000 per XRP. But in my opinion, there's a lot moving in the direction of tokenization. I think this is where the institutions are going to pour in money next. And it's the reason why I'm taking a decent sized bet on XRP. I was stacking it at around 50 cents and even under it. I know a lot of people, I've read some comments, quit talking about 50 cent XRP. Well, sorry, but not sorry, because I just want to make it very clear. I was here when nobody else was really talking about XRP, when it wasn't sexy, when it wasn't cool, when it wasn't fun, when it wasn't getting views on YouTube. I was here talking about XRP as a viable asset, even during the lawsuit, because I knew what was behind the underlying tech. Now, I don't claim to be some tech expert or some expert of anything. In fact, I claim to be the exact opposite. I know nothing, and I'm learning every single day. And the more I dive into the Ripple ecosystem, the more I see the pattern that's playing out here, the more I get excited about the potential that XRP has to change the world for the better in a lot of different ways. And listen, it's not the only crypto that I'm invested in. I'm not an XRP maxi. I'm not a maxi of anything. But when it comes to the altcoin market, outside of Bitcoin, which is a massive part of my strategy, makes up about 68 to 70% of my portfolio, I'm looking at Ethereum. I'm looking at XRP. I'm looking at Solana. I'm looking at Dogecoin. I'm looking at a lot of these top assets, SWI, Hedera, right? Pepe, and I don't really shy away from whether it's a meme coin or AI. I just try to get a sentiment of where the market is. And when it comes to institutional demand, I think XRP could have more pent-up institutional demand than many people really think. And we're sitting here at $2.25. You may have seen my video that I made not too long ago saying that I loaded up at this price level. And I'm really going to be excited if we get a dip down below $2. This is where we have a lot of support and a lot of whales usually step in. I'll be trying to act closely related to the whales. Am I a crypto whale? Not by any means. However, I still think this is, in my opinion here, a really good bet, given what we know about Ripple, the tech they have, and the products that they could produce over the next 5 to 10 years. Not to mention, they have capital. And when you have money, you have power. You have the ability to buy other companies. And that is something Brad Garlinghouse has talked a lot about recently. So I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Let me know your thoughts on all of this down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one.